For 2013, question 4, we were asked to draw the thermal equilibrium diagram according to the given data. So I've got my graph paper set up here, and on my x-axis I have percentage of metal B in alloy shown, and on my y-axis to the side I have temperature in degrees Celsius, which we're going to show the start of solidification and the end of solidification. So if we look at my range of values, they go from 270 degrees Celsius up as far as 630 degrees Celsius. So I've chosen each big box on my y-axis to represent 100 degrees Celsius. On my x-axis, I have chosen each big box to represent 10% of metal in alloy B. So looking at the first point on our graph, you'll see at 0% metal B in alloy, that will represent 100% metal A in the alloy. The metal starts to solidify at 270 degrees Celsius and ends its solidification process at 270 degrees Celsius also. So on my graph here, I'm going to go up along the y-axis, which is at 0% metal B, and I'm going to mark on the point 270 degrees Celsius on that. That's going to be the first point in my graph. For the second point on my graph, at 20% metal B in the alloy, you'll see that the solidification starts at 400 degrees Celsius and ends at 280 degrees Celsius. So for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to use a green pen. You'll be doing this lightly in pencil on your graph. All graphs should be done in pencil. And you'll be taking a light line up the page from our 20% metal B, and then straight across from 280 degrees Celsius and from 400 degrees Celsius. So that's going to give me 2 points on my graph, here and here. For 40% metal in alloy B, or metal B in the alloy, solidification starts at 492. So coming straight across from 492. And it ends at 318 degrees Celsius. And straight up from 40%. That's going to give me my next 2 points on my graph, here and here. Straight up from 60%. Okay, and solidification starts at 552. And ends at 368. That's close to 370. The next 2 points, straight up from 80%. And starts at 603. And ends at 449. And finally, you'll notice the last point on the graph, solidification starts and ends at the same temperature, that's 630 degrees Celsius. So it'll give me 1 point straight up from 100. And straight across from 630. So again, you'd be doing this lightly in pencil. All graphs are to be done in pencil on your page. I'm just doing it in green pen so that you can see it on the screen. So now I have a series of points on my graph, which I'm going to join up. Okay, when joining the points on your graph, it's important that you get into a position that's comfortable for you. So I'm just going to move the page there a second so you can see all the points. So I'm going to use a black pen to join up these points. So starting from the first point, okay, what I'm aiming to do is I'm aiming to go from this first point through the second point to hit the third point. So I'm right-handed, so my arm naturally arcs around like this. If you're left-handed, you get into a position whereby it's easy for you to draw the points where your arm arcs around naturally. So going from the first point here in my graph through the second point to hit the third. Once I get to this point here, I'm aiming to go from this point through this point onto the next. So getting into a position that's comfortable for you to draw the point. And finally onto the last point. And again, getting into a position, turning the graph paper around to a position that suits you. So I'm going to go through this point to hit this point. And once I reach that point, I'm aiming to go through this point to hit that. Moving the graph paper to suit all the time. And that's what your finished graph should look like.